still, I think, progressing as of this morning, but felt really good about our shoot around. So just glad to have those guys back.
You won 2 tough road games, obviously without Luka, and found you were pretty impressed, I guess, by the play. Just having him back though, how does that impact things for the positive, and how do you keep doing the things that you were doing?
I look at it this way: nothing's going to change for us. We have to start with playing hard.
What stands out most about Memphis to you?
They've had different iterations of their offense over the last season and the start of this season. Didn't run a lot of plays last year, very concept based. Then after they made the coaching change, started running more pick and rolls. Running more stuff this year. I think their loop set is hard to guard. They got a lot of options on it, and part of the reason they're hard to guard is just John and Jaren Jackson Jr. are so good. They're all stars, and a lot of the themes we've had over the last week and change in terms of game planning apply to tonight, and we have to do a really good job of getting back and getting our defense set. Ja is, so dynamic in transition, in early offense. And I think he's top 10 in the league in paint field goal attempts, and has been up at the top of the leaderboard every year he's been healthy in paint points despite being a guard. So he's got to see bodies, and that's how we played for the last week.
All right, there is J.J. Redick. And Geeter, I mean, look, we all know how great Austin Reeves was this last week, carrying the weight without not just Luka, but without Marcus Smart, without Gabe Vincent, and, of course, without LeBron. And, I mean, what didn't he do? And then remember when Luka played and how much he scored and did whatever he wanted in the first 2. So now you have both of them coming together. That's a lot for Memphis to worry about on the scouting report. So we'll see how that plays out here in Memphis.
Great news from Mike Trudell. Happy Halloween. Appreciate that, Michael. And we'll be talking later in the show. So Luka and Marcus Smart available and back. Let's talk Luka and what this means to the team after missing the last 3 games. Remember, such a scorching start for Luka. I know it was only 2 games, but the last time we saw him big game, he dropped 49 in a win against Minnesota.
Yeah, Luka's the main ingredient. He's the point guard. He's the guy that enhances everybody around him. So they still are in the midst of, trying to figure things out with Luka, him getting used to certain players, especially guys like Ayton. So having him back, his production is, we expect that automatically. He gets, 35, 40. But the idea that he's out there, enhancing the players around him, having a strong threat, the way he collapses defenses and gets other people involved, it was big. And also Marcus Smart as well, with his defensive agenda.
Danny, when a big dog comes back, like Luka, how does that change how everyone else plays?
It changes a lot. I mean, I know I want to bring up Philly, but when Joel was out, playing with them and playing without them is a totally different story. But as we've seen in the past, or the game that they lost in Portland, where JJ said, hard to run offense when you don't have ball handlers. This is the perfect time for AR to have some help with handling the ball, setting the table, to have somebody, not only just somebody, but a Luka Doncic somebody to, lighten the load for you. Because even though AR has been on a streak and he's been on a heater, he did look a little fatigued last game against Minnesota, like he was tired and worn down. This is the perfect time for a guy like Marcus Smart to be able to bring the ball up and get him off the ball some, and Luka Doncic to give AR just a little bit of a break. But with them two playing the way they're playing, I think it's going to be a fun night to watch.
And speaking of AR, James has got to talk a lot about him, so I'm going to start with you on this one. He continues to thrive when given these opportunities. I can go back to his rookie year. They're not making the playoffs. It's the last game of the year. Guys are sitting, and he went for a 30-point triple-double. Last year against the Pacers, they're the hottest team in the league. No Luka, no LeBron. He goes for 45 in the win. He just keeps doing these things, yet everybody is still surprised. But then, of course, the game winner on Wednesday night was huge.
Yes, I mean, he's been getting better each year. Every year he's been, and it's not easy. He makes it look easy, but when you're the main target night in, night out, especially when there's no Luka, no LeBron, they're throwing all the defenses at him. They're trying to double him, so it makes it even that much harder. So like nights when I would come and be like, oh, Joel's not playing, I get more shots.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean they're going to be easier shots. It's going to be a lot harder shots when your main guys aren't there. So if Luka's not there, Bron's not there, he's taking tougher shots. So for him to be this efficient and also get to the free throw line, which is a big key for him, him getting 20 free throws against Sacramento and get to that line more consistently puts him in another level of dynamic scorer. But he's been unbelievable, man, on this heater, and I'm happy for him because, you know, extension time is coming up soon, and I'm sure he's going to be happy about that number.
The bag is getting bigger. 16 assists as well. You know, to be able to drop dimes and that kind of efficiency is just amazing. I mean, this guy came from a town that was 1,200 people. 1,200 people.
Very small town.
And, you
With
know,
very little offers for college.
Didn't get any attention. Went to Wichita State, then I think went to Oklahoma. Undrafted. So this is the perfect story, man. He's earned it, and he believes in himself because he's put the work in. He's an amazing teammate, and, you know, he gets targeted on the defensive end, too. As much pressure as they put on him when he has the ball in his hands, they try to tire him out by putting bigger players to go at him, and he's been able to, you know, withstand all of that and still come out on top. So
I do want to give some credit to some of the reserves because they helped last game a bit. Jake LaRavia being one of them had a hell of a night, man.
Even Nick Smith, 7 points in the third.
But no, them coming up helps DeAndre Ayton put some pressure on him getting a rapport with each other. That's going to be big for them down the stretch in the season because they're going to be a deeper team. But, you know, Jake LaRavia shooting and making some shots, making it easier for Austin. So those guys have really stepped up with some of those guys being out with, you know, Jackson Hayes out for a game or so, Marcus Smart, Luka Doncic, Bron, all those guys being out. The other guys have really done a pretty good job of staying afloat and helping Austin, you know, make it easier and actually get some baskets for them.
You know what I learned the first year on network? Big Shot Rob was sitting in that seat, and I asked him, what was it like when Shaq and Kobe didn't play? He would say, I'd go in the locker room, I was celebrating because I knew I was getting mine that night. So sometimes
I would do that sometimes too, but again, sometimes those shots aren't easier.